Obviously, I thought that we played with a lot of force today. That was the biggest difference in today's game versus the first three that we played. Thought we had great energy. Thought we were tough, and made a lot of winning plays today. Got contributions from a lot of guys. And, defensively, I thought that we tried to set the tone early. I thought we were really dialed in and locked in to what we needed to get done defensively. And then our offense fed off of that. Obviously, C-Jack was terrific today again. And, when you get Daly and Trimble, Dawson comes in and makes a three. We start making shots with some of the other guys. It makes us even more difficult to defend. And it's good to see those guys have a chance to see a couple of them go in the basket. I knew it was only a matter of time, in particular with Bryan and Maishi. But, again, was really pleased with the force, the effort, the toughness that our team displayed throughout the 40 minutes.
Coach, it seemed like the team looked a little bit different than the first three games. It was a big transition for the team to look, is what we get to see. And also the second part of this question is the effort for 9 for 10 from Maishi and Bryan. How did that contribute maybe to that, maybe with energy or whatnot?
Yeah, well, obviously there's no question we looked like a different team than we did the first three games. We needed games. We've been saying that. We had missed some practices. We knew that. It's not an excuse. It's just reality. And we needed to mature and evolve a little bit. And fortunately, we did that here in Game 4. I thought the lesson to be learned is we had probably two of our worst practices since we've come back leading into the Malone game. The shoot-around, we were not very sharp. And we didn't play very well. And certainly nothing against Malone because they played well that day and really shot it well and executed well and got off to a great start. And we were playing from behind really after, the beginning of the game there. So this time I felt like our practices were much better. I thought our mental and physical preparation the last 2 days were the best it's been since we've been back. Yesterday, we probably had the best practice we've had since we returned on July 30th. And then our shoot-around was really good today. We were really locked in. And great lesson for our guys that, preparation, we call it trumps pressure is what we tell them. And it's a privilege. Pressure's a privilege. We love that, and love challenges. But you got to prepare the right way. And I thought we did the last 2 days. I thought it made a big difference. And I thought, quite honestly, today we played like we practiced yesterday.
And the second part was just Maishi and how much did that contribute maybe to the energy burst?
Well, obviously, when you're making shots – like those guys were, you feed off that a little bit. The challenge will be sometimes when you're not making shots, can you still play with that same energy level, that same focus? But Maishi and Bryan can shoot the ball. They do a lot of things well, but one of the reasons we recruited them was because of how well they shoot the ball. And so I knew it was a matter of time before they started making shots as long as they took good ones. And today they did. And like I said, when they start making shots like that, it makes it even more difficult to defend Cristian.
Defensively, I know it's one of your staples you talk about all the time, how important effort is. I felt, from a viewing standpoint, the defensive effort was incredible today. Just what were your overall thoughts on that side of the court?
Yeah, I thought we played Spence with some force on that side. We were physical. I thought we were tough. We worked at it on the glass. And now we made some mistakes, obviously. We had some baseline out-of-bounds defensive errors. We busted some switches on Vanderplas. We didn't inch out in our gap and gave up threes to Roderick, who's a really good shooter, a couple times. We got some things to clean up. But when you play with that type of effort and energy and camaraderie and chemistry that our team played with today, we were super connected defensively and offensively, then – a lot of times it takes care of itself, and I thought today that, our ability to get off to a good start certainly helped that.
Last thing for me, did you think that maybe the guys going into their first MAC game, could you get a sense, because obviously like we've said, like the energy just felt different today. Did you get a sense that sort of this week leading up to it kind of clicked with them where they were sort of showing a little bit more energy leading up to it and during the game?
Yeah, certainly. Obviously we're aware of the fact we've made a big deal. We're 0-0. They were 0-0. And this is a new season. Every game counts the same in the standings. Some people try to maybe get you to feel otherwise, but the reality of it is they all count the same. We're going to try to play as many as we can in this environment, which is a little wacky right now. Take advantage of that opportunity and be ready to go. I told them, hey, in conference play, fellas, it's about toughness. It's about players making plays. And then thirdly, it's, us trying to do the best we can to make some adjustments and manage games to help them. But you got to be tough, and you got to have guys making plays. And today, give the players credit. They were, I thought we had some good toughness, made some winning plays in terms of with our toughness. And then obviously, guys made a lot of plays.
I actually got one more. With the without a crowd, obviously, you've played a few games now here at home. Obviously, you had the game up in Cleveland too. Just, I know the NBA guys talked about it when they did the bubble situation, like creating your own energy. How has that kind of worked with you guys, and how the guys kind of try to create their own energy, knowing there's not the crowd to sort of...
Well, it's one thing, to talk about. It's another thing to do it. So we've got, obviously Cristian's playing right now 35-plus minutes, so he kind of takes charge of that on the court. And we've got other guys that are really coming along in that area and starting to play with more energy and a louder voice. And then the bench energy, Tolles is in charge of that. I mean, he's been with me now 3+ years. He's really evolved as a leader and a person, and I trust him a great deal. And so he keeps those guys engaged. He's constantly talking to them over there. And so that helps. But I thought our bench, we had great bench energy today. And like I said, I thought we were really connected. We miss the fans, I will say that, Spence. I mean, I think everybody does. But a place like ours where they care so much about basketball, I mean, obviously one of the games I watched was the last Ohio game in here when we clinched last year. Near sellout crowd. That place was rocking and had as large a part to do with the comeback that night as we did. And so, we missed their energy. So you're right, we've got to create our own, and hopefully we can get through this environment. This makes us appreciate our fans. I've said this numerous times, even more, and in particular Zips Nation even more. We love the fact that our community cares so much about basketball and about our team and the university. So we look forward to getting them back, certainly when it's appropriate. And in the meantime, we've got to create our own energy and control what we can control at this point based on the environment.
I say for me personally, just knowing how important conference play is, what it means going into conference play, coming from the Big East and everything, and just knowing that type of edge you got to play with to start everything off.
And Bryan, I want to ask you just about obviously the career game that you had today from three as far as your time in Akron. I know you didn't play last year, but just, being out here and what it felt like to kind of be in the zone from deep today for you.
It felt good. My teammates did a great job of finding me. After the last 3 games, I went back and watched film. A lot of shots I missed. I wasn't ready on the catch. And just being ready, to be honest, all the way around, offensively and defensively, and me being ready defensively carried over to the offense, and everything else took care of itself.
Yeah, and Cristian is the facilitator offensively there. Just when you're going from 3, when he's going from 3, you each hit, a combined 11 today or whatever it was. Just what does that do for the offense as a whole in opening things up when you have 2 shooters going like that?
First of all, we came out as a team just real solid, ready to play, and it started with our practice energy as well. And I'm used to Bryan playing like that, so I didn't. It wasn't a surprise or anything like that. That's what I'm used to. So I'm just glad that he's ready to make some shots. You see the ball go through the rim. Macy Daly also played really well and Cam Reese. So those guys came in, stepped up, and provided that boost that we needed.
And then for either or both of you, I know you guys had a nice little lead going into halftime there, but it seemed like you guys came out and kept the foot on the gas, so to speak. I guess just how important was it to keep that energy up in the second half, even though you had a lead already?
They're a very good offensive team, so they're never too far behind. So having that same attitude, same energy to go at them and be ready to play is what was our focus going into the second half. And I think we did a good job of doing that. And guys weathered the storm. When they did make runs, we stayed focused and stayed locked in.
So coming out of halftime, I believe Lapierre Tolles has stated it's a tie ball game, 0-0. He mentioned how good of a team they are, like Cristian just mentioned. So I pretty much believe that everyone just took that personal, and just knowing that how good they are, and like C-Jack said, if you keep them around, they'll definitely make a run.
Yeah. And I talked to Coach Groce after the game on Saturday just about shot selection, and I think I talked to you, Christian, too, about it then. But he said he was confident that shots were going to start falling for you guys, that he wanted you to keep shooting. I guess, is it just a matter of that today's the fourth game and you guys are getting more reps together under your belt, you're getting more comfortable, all that stuff, I guess, just compared to the shooting performances in games past?
Yeah, I think so, and our focus. When guys are more focused, we tend to make more shots. So we were locked in from the jump, from shoot around today, from practice yesterday, and you could tell the energy was different. And as long as we can keep that up, we're a pretty good team.